Xin Chao, Baby Boomer Mike, back with you. Again, in 1970, I was a helicopter door gunner with the U.S. Navy Seawolves, and my 2 helicopter detachment flew out of a small landing strip on the edge of a small city called Rockjaw. You can see from the photo that there really wasn't much around. We were pretty much out in the sticks. 50 years later, in 2020, I went back to this same spot, and the city of Rockjaw is much larger, and it has grown up all around the old short strip here, and nothing is familiar except the heat. So what I have done is combined my Super 8 home movies from 1970 with the videos I took in the same spot in 2020 and combined them to kind of give you a before and after look. So enjoy. This is a modern map of Rockjaw, and the red oval outlines where the old runway used to be. If you want to look at the details, you can always pause the video and study it a little bit. This is what I'm calling the intersection. I took this video in March of 2020. It is the intersection where the short strip and the main road that heads north and south out of Rockjaw going to Rockjaw, and the strip we took off on. This will show up a lot on my home movies I took in 1970. I'll be getting to those real soon. Well, here we are back in 1970. I am zooming in on the top of the Rockjaw Triple Gate. It's the entrance to Rockjaw on the south side. It's the only landmark that I could recognize in 2020 from back in 1970. Okay, zooming out, that's Captain Twite, commanding officer of the squadron. Then that's Kevin Delaney and Lieutenant Reed on the right. You can see the short strip on the right side is paved. The rest of it was kind of packed dirt. Today it is a major thoroughfare. And then the main road from Rockjaw to Rockjaw goes under the Triple Gate and continues to the right, which is the north and south main road to Rockjaw. I call that the intersection. More of it coming up. I shot this from the left door of the helicopter as we're taking off. This was photographed just a few feet away from where that last still photo was taken. We'll be hovering over to the center of the runway and then taking off on the short strip, going from the west, headed to the east. And we will be headed towards the intersection. Now, when people could hear the helicopter getting ready to take off, they would put down a crossing gate on both sides of the runway to stop the traffic while we took off. Okay, here we are coming up on the intersection. Pause it here for a second. Where those vehicles are on the left is now a Honda dealership. We're continuing on, have to go around that Army helicopter because its blades weren't tied down. We're approaching the canal, and this is where the strip ended. Today there is a bridge across this canal. We'll continue on, and then I will flip the camera around to look back on the strip. Okay, crossing the canal, turn around. There's the entire strip from the air. This is one of our Seawolf helicopters. They had gone out and picked up some Vietnamese wounded. They are parked on the east side of the intersection. They'll be loading up this ambulance and taking the wounded to the hospital in Rockjaw. I know it's Vietnamese because American wounded we always flew into Ben Thuy. There they go. And now the helicopter will go into a hover, and it'll have to wait until the gate comes down and the traffic stops. Now watch here as the motorcycles, motorbikes go by. They'll sit there and hover till the traffic is clear. Traffic is clear. Here they go. They continue their takeoff run. They'll be heading to the west and then going south to Rockjaw to refuel. This is this short strip again. This time we're facing to the west. As you can see, there's nothing much around. That's our helicopter on the ground. For some reason, it isn't able to fly. I don't know if a mechanical failure or was shot up. And this is an Army Chinook. It's going to sling load the helicopter and take it back to Ben Thuy. Oop, this is a picture currently about the same location as the helicopter is in 1970. Now the Chinook will take off, head to the east, and then on to Ben Thuy. That's my good buddy Norm Staten on the helicopter now. Getting ready to lift off. And they will sling load this thing all the way back to Ben Thuy. Okay, just about now they're flying over the intersection. This is the short strip again, facing to the east. I'm walking the same direction that the two previous helicopters were taking off on. As you can see, it's completely different. It's a main thoroughfare, and the only thing that was recognizable from my tour there in 1970 was the heat. This is a little bit closer to the intersection, and on the right is where our helicopters were parked. It is now a furniture store. Back at the intersection, this is an Army helicopter, Delta Dust Off. Their sole job was to pick up wounded. They were completely unarmed helicopters. And this would be a Vietnamese. I don't know if it's civilian or military, but they'll be loading them on this Jeep ambulance, going off to the left and taking whoever it is to the Vietnamese hospital. If you look over the ambulance now, there's a pitched roof. It is now a furniture store. Excuse me, not a furniture store. It is a Honda dealership. This is what it looks like now. Okay, off they go. They'll be driving underneath the Rockjaw gate in a few seconds. Now the helicopter takes off. I thought he was going to leave and go back to Ben Thuy, but he just takes off, crosses the road, and parks. We are coming to the end of the video. This is a couple of Seawolf helicopters taking off into the sunset. So, come on, laugh and be happy.